Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Ehsan Ravari, and I'm the Business Development Manager at SAT. Thank you for joining us this morning. SAT is a company specialized in the supplies of digital forensic services in the UAE, and we are doing our business throughout the GCC and the Middle East as well. Today, we would like to have a webinar for you for detection of 0 days, particularly something very unique. So we have today the Business Development Manager of Jacobs, Mr. Dorian, and he will start for the webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So let me maybe introduce myself in 10 seconds. I'm Dorian Simon. I'm originally from Belgium, Brussels. I've lived in a few countries in the Netherlands and also in Singapore. And I'm currently based not far from Amsterdam. So let's get started. I have a few slides, kind of, giving the big picture. And afterwards, I want to show you a demonstration of the tool. And of course, at the end, we'll take a few questions. So let's get started. What's the theory behind compromised phones, right? How can you actually identify a compromised phone? Well, there's a few signs. Sudden reboots, battery drain, your phone that is not updating, or for example, a phone that you cannot power off. These are common signs. But they're signs, but they're not proofs. So you could have some hardware problem, some OS software problem. So it's very, very hard to actually know for sure whether your phone was compromised. There's currently in the market two solutions. One is to pay a consultant. This is going to take anywhere from 6 to 9 months and cost you tens of thousands of dollars. You're going to be provided with a deep analysis, but you'll have to give access to your data. So these are, lengthy investigations, such as the one on the phone of Jeff Bezos, for example. And at the other end of the spectrum, you have antiviruses, MTDs, MDMs. These are very fast, relatively affordable, but will not provide you with a deep analysis. They'll be able to find common malware, common threats, but they will not be able to find, a state-sponsored attack, an APT, because they're signature-based, basically. And on top of that, they also have access to your data, to your pictures, calls, etc. So these are not perfect solution at all. So that's where ZecOps comes in, right? What we do is we perform deep analysis and provide you with immediate results. This is affordable. This is instantaneous, meaning that you'll get the results within 5 minutes, and it's completely agentless. So your data is protected. So we can tell you whether a phone was compromised, and if so, when, and what's the impact of that attack to allow you to then, provide the appropriate response. So ZecOps is the only tool that can actually extract, deliver, and analyze those mobile logs and look for malicious activity. This is a G7 government saying that. This is not, not only me. But how does it actually work? Well, very simple. You have a mobile device, can also be a tablet with no agent whatsoever. So you have nothing installed on the phone or on the tablet. You physically plug in this phone or tablet to a computer or laptop where we have an extractor. This extractor is going to pull all the logs and send them to the server. The server can be in the cloud, or it can be completely offline. And will then provide you with an automated report, as well as instant analysis in less than 5 minutes, as I said before. So you have a phone, plug it in, extracting the logs, and then you get the results. Very simple. There's a few deployment methods. Let me start with the first one, the computer with application. This is what I just explained, right? I have my laptop here in front of me. I plug in my phone, and once this is done, on my computer, I have an extractor. It's going to pull the logs and send them to the server. It's pretty straightforward. I also have access to the analysis, right? So in the browser. I can access in the UI to all the results. I'll show you guys later, in the demonstration, but this is one option of deployment. Another option is to have a kiosk. So let's say you're a big bank. On the first floor of the bank, you want your employees to check their phones regularly. So once a week, they all go to the kiosk and check their phone. And they don't have access to all the UI and everything. They just have access to this extractor on the kiosk, and then the IT or security department can have a look at the kiosk, at the back end, and then see the results and see which phone we need to investigate. And then finally, for bigger organizations who wants to have this analysis made at scale, we can have a computer running in the collector, running in the background. That means that on every single computer of the organization, we're going to have the extractor running in the background, right? All the time. And every time someone plugs in his phone to charge it, these logs are going to be extracted and sent to the server. So this is also an option. We've done that on tens of thousands of devices, and this really allows constant monitoring of the organization's phones, basically. Last little comment on this is that we can actually ingest third-party extraction tools. So let's say you have some processes in place with celebrated gray shifts. We can, you can simply upload those to our platform, and we'll be able to run the analysis. Of course, we don't recommend that because they'll take more time than we do. But if you already have those images ready, we can just ingest them in. As I said, 5 minutes. This is really the value added of ZecOps, is doing all those analysis in 5 minutes. We're privacy friendly, so we will not look at your passwords, photos, texts, contacts, anything that you basically care about. What we look for is those crash logs, system diagnostics, baseband, Wi-Fi logs, OS telemetry. So what essentially most companies overlook and are not interested in, well, we'll look at those and basically look at each event specifically and look whether this event is exploitable. And if it is exploitable, we will then correlate it with our database. We have the largest database in the world after Google and Apple of mobile logs. So correlating each event and look whether it's exploitable allows us to then, in a few minutes, as I said, determine whether a phone was compromised. Getting to the end of those slides, this is kind of a summary of what ZecOps does and what other solutions do. What I really want to highlight is that we are this tool capable of advanced attacks discovery. So those 0 days, those APTs, like a consultant firm. But we don't have, the disadvantage of this consultant being the time, the money spent, and the data accessed. That's really where we fit in. And then, I spoke a lot, I think, in those first 10 minutes, and I gave you a lot of information. And I told, we can find those attacks, we can find this and that and that. Well, is that actually true? Well, this is, few of the attacks that we've discovered this year in 2020. I'm sure you've all heard of the Meal Demon one. It was, widely covered in the, mainstream media. But most recently, the Al Jazeera incidents, we were the one finding the attack in the first place. So this is to show you that, the theory works, but also the real life. We actually find attacks regularly, and we don't, publish all of them here. So that's pretty much it for this first slides. Ehsan, do you want me to take any questions already, if there's any?
Yes, Dorian. So there is a question indeed.
Yes.
I'm going to read it out to you. Someone is asking, what is the server? Where is it located? Sending the phone's data, which may include personal data from different jurisdictions, may trigger GDPR or Dubai DPL issues. So, basically the question is that, what information is being extracted from the phone. And I know the answer, but I'm going to leave that to you to explain, right? And is this going to be an issue with GDPR? Yeah, so privacy issue as well. Okay. And the server also, so the question is also, where's the server? So here you can also basically respond to the different possibilities, please.
Yeah, so regarding what we actually take from the phone, as I said, we don't collect any personal information. So GDPR wouldn't be a problem here because we don't look at those password pictures text messages, we only look at those logs, crash logs, Wi-Fi logs, these install apps. So that's not personal information. So that'd be fine. Regarding where the cloud would be located, so we can do completely offline. So then, there's no problem whatsoever. So if you're a government or intelligence agency, we have a few customers like that, and they always want to have it fully offline. So that's possible, fully offline. We can have it on our own cloud, or we can also have it on your cloud. We've done that for a few customers. So it would then be in a cloud based in the UAE, for example. Does that make sense, Ehsan?
So there's no more question right now, Dorian, that I can see. So yeah.
Do you want me to move to a short demonstration of the
yeah,
tool?
please. Yeah, that would be great, so that we can show how how quickly it really works, and to make sure that people are safe and secure, and their phones are not being monitored somehow.
Okay, perfect. So this is what the tool looks like. So it's in the browser. You can access it from anywhere in the world, from any computer. If you want to have a new inspection, very simple. You click new inspection, and you follow the upload wizard. So you'll download this extractor that I talked about, available on both Mac and Windows. You'll download it on your computer. Once this is done, you'll simply click on it, and it will extract the logs of the phone. It's very, very simple. We made it such that even a non-technical person would be able to extract the logs. Then you'll have access to the dashboard once the analysis is made, right? And we don't intend this dashboard and this whole tool to be accessed by everyone. We intend it for the more technical people. That's why I mentioned a kiosk, for example. Most employees would not even look at this tool, right? It's only a few of the security departments that would have access and would be actually monitoring on a daily basis what's happening. So you have a dashboard basically giving you the overview. There's this amount of phones, there's this amount of attacks. Rather straightforward. And then you have a little more technical dashboard, which give you also number of suspicious device, suspicious events, and also an awaiting pre and post travel inspection. So what this is uploading your phone before you go on travel, and then when you come back, you also upload your phone, and we tell you whether you've been compromised in the meantime. In times of COVID, I know this feature has been less, of course, less used, but we still have some of our customers traveling. These intelligence agencies, they never stop traveling, and so they'll be still uploading phones before and after going on travel. So let me show you maybe one specific device. So we rank them here on this device tab. We rank them from legit to attack. Legit means there's nothing to worry about. We did not find any attack. Attack means ZecOps has found strong evidence of this attack. We strongly recommend taking actions that I'll show you later. And then we have an anomaly. What anomaly means, it means we found events that could be exploitable, but we did not find any exploit in this phone. So we'll need more information, such as system diagnostics, to provide a full analysis, a final verdict. So let's look into one of this phone. So this specific phone here. I don't want to go too much in detail, but I still want to give you kind of a taste of what we can do, right? So we tell you straight away this device has been attacked, right? We give you a report in docs or in PDF. So if you have a customer, you can tweak the report to his taste, put also your own logo and everything. This report lays down all this analysis that I'm going to show you later. So next steps, we'll give you immediate remediation. Do not wipe the device, put the device in airplane mode, replace the passwords. So, all the basics that you need to do if a device is attacked. And then we'll give you the attack timeline. So this is really, the value of ZecOps is we give you the date and the event specifically. So in this case, there's 4 suspicious events. We'll look into one of them in just a second. We also give you, of course, a model, the OS types, the OS versions, whether or not the phone was jailbroken or rooted. And in this advanced section, we give you for suspicious events as well as suspicious applications. And if you scroll down a little more, you have a full attack timeline. So this is the attack timeline. So if you look at all the suspicious events, there's 4 of them like this. You then have all the events present on the phone. So we can look, for example, at this critical event. So we give you a short summary. So in this case, it's non-poison cookie mitigation, which was triggered. And then we give you a few scenarios. So in this case, there's 3 of them. One of them is this RC exploit. Another one is linked to that specific CVE. And lastly, and most importantly, we tell you that this could be a mechanism deployed by NSO. So we cannot tell you for sure 100% that this is NSO. So I just want to highlight that again. We cannot do that 100%. But what we can tell you is that this looks very similar to what NSO has been known to do, what we have analyzed NSO capable of doing. So there's no proof that this is NSO whatsoever. But we can tell you this looks very similar to what we know NSO is capable of. And that is, a feature that our customers really, really love, because it's actually very difficult to find any trace of NSO whatsoever. So yeah, these are the scenarios. And then we give you more information. Crashing threads, the associated events. So on the same device, or just the same process, or the same events. And then last but not least, we give you the crash train, the raw data, and the registers. This is for researchers and very technical people. But whenever we present to those kind of very, very technical people, they love seeing that we are even providing the crash chain, the raw data, and the registers. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this event. And then we have a few other tools, which I just want to point out. We have a crash explorer, where you're able to hunt for specific crashes. So you can run basically any filter you would want to. Let's say you want to know everything about OS 13. In this case, there's nothing. But you'd be able to run any kind of specific query you would want to. You also have a threat intelligence section. So this is a list of CVE, some of the CVE that we can find. And you're able to see the CVE and then which events and which devices are linked to that specific CVE. And then we give you the source. So in this case, I think it's the American government, where we provide with all the information related to that specific CVE. And last but not least, before I give the floor to more questions, we have this machine learning insights. This is a brand new feature which allows you to correlate between your own events and other events within the database and see whether another event is present within the database. This is brand new feature. And I think that's it, Eshan. I think I showed a bit of everything. Hopefully that wasn't too long. More than happy to take any questions now. And,
So, yeah, thank you. That was excellent. Dorian, so there's a question, actually. There's a couple of questions. So
Great.
Let's start with the first one which came in, which was about the supported operating system. So this may be for the mobile phones, or it may be for the actual system to be deployed on. So would you please?
So we support on the computer, so on the extractor side, we support Mac and Windows. And on the mobile side, we support both Android and iOS.
Okay, so that's pretty much everything then.
Yes.
There's another question which asks about, so I'll just read it out. Can we extract WhatsApp call logs through this, like IP address and etc.?
And I also have with me Nir, VP of Engineering. Nir, do you know if we can extract that?
Yeah. So actually, as we said at the beginning, we don't collect PII. So WhatsApp messages and IP addresses are considered PII. So we are not collecting those.
Excellent. Okay, so that is answered as well. There's another question related to the actual demonstration that you were doing right now. Basically, it says that the analysis was performed back in 2017-18, as shown in the log record dates. Do you have anything that you can show recently?
I don't want to show you. We can do that in a, more than happy to do that in a one-on-one session. This is the demonstration portal. So these are phones, relatively old phone, as you said, or phone of ours. But if we do a one-on-one session, I'll be more than happy to upload your own phone to your one of your test phones. So if anyone wants to do a one-on-one session, we can do that later this week or next week, and we'll be able to upload one of your phones to this portal, so you can actually see for yourself what we can do. I think that's the best way to move forward.
Absolutely, very good recommendation. And I think also, I mean, in that case, if anyone really would like to try the solution, what we can do is, with the help of Dorian, we can set up some trial accounts for you, so that you would be able to actually do at least one or maybe two scans from the phones that you have, just for you to get a feeling of how effective the solution is. So we typically do, together with ZecOps, sort of proof of concept, and there are some criteria that we can share with you. So yeah, that is possible. We also share some basically malwares that you could even implement yourself if you wanted to on the phone, to see if the solution would detect them. And yeah, so that's how we normally do it, and we'll be happy to do with anyone who really would like to do so. Just please reach out to us, and we will anyhow, in continuation to this webinar, reach out to you, to every single one of you, and give you that opportunity and possibility. So if you like to, that can be definitely done. Yeah. So there's no more questions right now. If there is anyone else who would like to ask something or even engage into this conversation, we can bring them up into the call. Please just raise your hand, and we'll be happy to join you on the call and discussion. Okay. So I think yeah. So you've shown everything, right, Dorian?
Yes, I mean I've shown the theory behind what we do and behind compromised phone, as well as a short demonstration. Again, more than happy to dive into all the details and all the upload of your own phones and find some malware on your phone, because even though you think you might not have been attacked, we found a lot of cool and interesting stuff on some of our customers' phones, even during POCs. So more than happy to jump on a call with you to upload one of your phones. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and I can just confirm that as well, because actually we have tried it in our organization, and with a couple of phones from my colleagues, and we were very surprised to find some strange things on those phones. But we never suspected anything, to be honest.
Yeah, and as early as I think I did an upload with a customer. I think it was 10 days ago in Africa, and we uploaded one of his phone, and the phone has been was compromised for like just a week. So we were really lucky to find that just about a week after the attack. So yeah, it can happen to anyone, and this person was not a prime minister or president. He was just a simple person. So it can happen to anyone. And we just want to make sure that everyone is protected and is able to find where his phone was compromised.
Yeah, and obviously, those people of interest, they are more, subject to such
Exactly.
threats. obviously. So because their, the information on their phones is probably of interest. I mean, nobody would want to look into my phone. I mean, I'm just a normal guy, so what's the point, right? But so that's where the solution, gets very important, to make sure that those VIPs or those special task forces, they are protected, and they are not being compromised. I think it's clear for everyone. So yeah, let's say then we'll wait and see who would like to do a one-on-one. We can do that again with you and show some more other tests that has been done, or we can even do trials together with them, just to make sure that it does what it's actually promising to do. So to give the confidence to everyone. So okay then. I think if there's no more questions, then we should be able to conclude this event. And you are online, Dorian.
Yes, I'm still online.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time today. It was a great honor and pleasure to do this event, and we are having a lot of events, SAT, with our valuable partners, and we'll keep you posted on the future events, and we'll be happy to see you there again. And yeah, we look forward to supporting you all.
Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dorian. Thank you. Thank you, Nir, as well. Okay, then. Bye-bye.